water, earth, fire, air. Just by naming the 4 elements in that order, you probably know what's coming next, huh? I probably just needed to say water in a dramatic voice and you'd have already guessed what we're talking about. Now is perhaps the best time to be an Avatar fan. Both Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra are on Netflix. There's gonna be a live-action adaptation, fingers crossed on that one.
Everybody can help us now!
Nickelodeon has announced the creation of Avatar Studios, a separate company dedicated to making Avatar content. Finally, we're gonna be getting an official Avatar tabletop RPG game next year. Holy turtle ducks! I could talk about this franchise for hours, but let's just focus on the first book, shall we? For newcomers and people still unsure about this franchise, let us recap the events of the first season. The best place to start is the very beginning with Katara and Sokka. While out in their canoe, the two of them crash into a large iceberg with a boy and some kind of creature trapped inside, Aang and Appa. Katara breaks the iceberg open and frees Aang, unleashing a powerful beacon of light. The 3 of them become quick friends and penguin sledding commences. At the same time, Prince Zuko, a Fire Nation prince in exile, sees the beam of light and feels the Avatar has finally returned. In order to regain his honor and come home a hero, Prince Zuko must bring back the Avatar. Against his uncle Iroh's judgment, Prince Zuko orders his ship to investigate the light at full speed. Meanwhile, Aang is brought back to the Southern Water Tribe, a small village of about a dozen people. He is welcomed at first, but Aang and Katara explore a downed Fire Nation ship. It is here that Aang learns about the 100-year war the Fire Nation has waged on the rest of the world. Aang accidentally sets off a flare from inside the ship. Fearing the flare would bring the Fire Nation to them, Aang is banished from the village, much to Katara's dismay. What they don't know is that the Fire Nation was already en route to capture Aang. Prince Zuko invades the Southern Water Tribe, demanding that they turn over the Avatar. When Aang returns to save them, Zuko instead gives Aang an ultimatum. Come with him, or the rest of the village will be destroyed. Zuko has a small squad of guards and firebenders with him, so Aang is in no position to negotiate. He gives himself up to save the rest of the Water Tribe. Sokka and Katara use Appa to rescue Aang from Zuko. The trio fly off, leaving Zuko's ship crippled and in need of repairs. With Appa the Flying Bison fully in the air, Aang decides to visit his home, the Southern Air Temple. At this point, Aang knows about the war, but he isn't prepared for the full extent of the Fire Nation's cruelty. Aang enters the Avatar state in pure rage after finding the remains of Monk Gyatso, his mentor and father figure. Katara manages to calm him down, but Aang accepts that he really is the last Airbender. The gang leave, but not before adopting Momo, a flying lemur that they've taken a liking to. After his blunder in capturing Aang, Zuko is forced to make some repairs at a nearby port. There, Zuko and Iroh meet Admiral Zhao. As much as Zuko would like to keep the Avatar's return a secret, Iroh spills the beans and Zhao learns of the Avatar's return. In a fit of rage over being told to step down in his search for the Avatar, Zuko challenges Zhao to an Agni Kai, a firebending duel. During the duel, Zuko manages to get the upper hand on Zhao. Instead of ending him or scarring him, Zuko spares Zhao and opts to leave with his uncle instead. In that exchange, the seeds of Zuko's arc are planted. During their travels, Aang makes a pit stop at Kyoshi Island to ride the large koi fish. It's all fun and games until the Unagi nearly eats Aang. If that wasn't bad enough, the gang is quickly captured by warriors of the local village. After a bit of airbending showboating, Aang convinces the locals of Kyoshi Island that the Avatar has in fact returned. We learn about one of Aang's past lives, Avatar Kyoshi, who founded the island. Once again, it's all fun and games until the Fire Nation attacks, more specifically Prince Zuko and his Komodo rhinos. The gang makes their escape, but not before Sokka learns a valuable lesson in respecting women. After a bit of traveling, Aang's next stop is the kingdom of Omashu, the second largest city in the Earth Kingdom. Here, Aang takes a small nostalgia trip, but soon finds himself in hot water with the local government and the king. The king is eccentric, to say the least, but agrees to be lenient on the kids if Aang can pass his trials. Well, Aang passes all of his trials, the best of which involves a duel with a swole Earth King. After all those trials and tribulations, it is revealed that the Mad King of Omashu is Aang's old pal Bumi, who has somehow lived to be over 100 years old. Who knew you could get bonus years on your life expectancy with good health? Fun is fun and all, but there is a destiny Aang has to fulfill. During the winter solstice, Aang enters the spirit world where he meets his past life Avatar Roku. In no uncertain terms, Roku tells Aang that a powerful comet, Sozin's comet, will come by the end of summer to help the Fire Nation end this war. Aang needs to master all 4 elements before the comet arrives. Serious stuff. Determined and on a mission, the gang have a few pit stops along the way. Aang learns a few valuable things from Katara about waterbending. Those lessons being, A, Aang is awesome at waterbending, mostly because he's the Avatar, and B, pirates are not very nice people and it's okay to steal from them. Sometimes. If you can get away with it. After escaping from those pirates, they meet up with some interesting freedom fighters led by a kid named Jet. By interesting, I mean absolutely crazy. Well, Jet is crazy. He wanted to blow up a dam to flood an innocent village. I don't know about the rest of the freedom fighters. Smeller B was pretty cool. Then there was the Great Divide. Moving on. After days of travel, the gang needed to rest and resupply. Sokka volunteers to be a deckhand to a fisherman to earn some money, but there's a storm coming. They'll be fine. During the storm, Zuko is in a sour mood. Well, he's in a more sour mood, and it irritates the captain of his ship and his crew. In a genius display of dual storytelling, we learn about Aang and Zuko's backstories while the storm rages. We learn that Aang took the news of him being the Avatar poorly, to say the least. Rather than face his destiny, Aang fled during the storm and nearly drowned. Only by going into the Avatar state to freeze himself did he survive. At the same time, we learn that Zuko wasn't always this cold. He was a wide-eyed kid excited to be a part of his father's war room. When Zuko committed a minor faux pas, he was challenged to an Agni Kai. Thinking it was against the general he disrespected, Zuko accepted. However, it was not against the general, but instead was against Fire Lord Ozai himself. Zuko pleaded for mercy, but Ozai left a permanent reminder of how shameful Zuko had acted. Aang and Zuko brave the large storm in their own separate ways. Aang risks his life to save Sokka and the fishermen. Zuko works with the captain to save a crewmate, and everyone comes out of this storm a little wiser, a little kinder, and very, very sick. Katara and Sokka both come down with a fever due to exposure. Aang is fine for some reason, but he's forced to get some medicine on his own. This leads him to getting captured again by Zhao. With no allies on his side, Aang seems really stuck, until a spirit helps him escape. The Blue Spirit. The two manage to escape Admiral Zhao, and Aang is able to heal his friends. However, shortly after the battle, Aang learns that the Blue Spirit is in fact Zuko! Could a friendship actually flourish here? Nope, gotta wait another 2 seasons. Okay, Sokka and Katara are healed up. No more distractions. They have to get to the North Pole. Absolutely no more distractions. But before they get to the North Pole, they absolutely have to do the following. Number 1, they have to have their fortunes read. You gotta get your horoscopes in, you know? Number 2, Katara and Sokka gotta catch up with a family friend and get an update on their dad. It's been a while, and family reunions are few and far between in this show. Number 3, Aang needs a firebending teacher. Could it be this guy? Well, yes, but actually no. Gotta wait 2 seasons on that. And number 4, visit the Northern Air Temple, now with less skeletons but more squatters. But after all that, the gang makes it to the North Pole. Aang will be taught by Pakku, Sokka will hook up with a princess, and Katara will learn healing. How is Zuko doing? Oh, he got blown up. Katara wants to learn the good stuff, but is told she can't because of sexism. Aang, always the rebel, agrees to teach Katara in secret, which always goes well. Pakku finds out about Aang's secret lessons and refuses to teach Aang anymore, but will consider it if Katara apologizes. She does not. In fact, she does the exact opposite and challenges Pakku to a duel. He was dismissive at first, but after one cheap shot from Katara, Pakku is ready to throw water hens with a child. The duel goes exactly as you think it would, and Pakku notices Katara's necklace. It was an engagement necklace he made for Katara's grandmother all those years ago. After a nice heart-to-heart, Pakku agrees to teach Aang and learns a valuable lesson in respecting women. This is all well and good, but Zhao's navy is knocking at the North Pole's front door. Zhao is confident that he will defeat the Water Tribe once and for all. You see, he's gonna go fishing. Zuko is also on board. He narrowly avoided death and snuck onto Zhao's ship. Iroh is his man on the inside and gives him directions on where to go to capture the Avatar. Everything is coming together. The battle rages on. The Fire Nation draws power from the sun while the Water Tribe gets its power from the moon. Things seem to be at a standstill, but Zhao has a plan to end this. So does Zuko. While Aang's spirit visited the spirit world, his body was snatched by Zuko and he escaped into the northern tundra. It seemed like a foolproof plan, really. Grab the kid and then he had him, and then he had nowhere to go. Aang's spirit returns to his body, but it's too late. Zhao bags the moon spirit, which has taken the form of a koi fish swimming in the North Pole garden with the ocean spirit, Tui and La. Everyone disliked that, even General Iroh. Zhao was pushed into releasing the fish, but not before slaying it with one strike. Everyone really disliked that. La, the ocean spirit, disliked that the most. La merged with Aang in the Avatar state to demolish the Fire Nation army. Zuko fights Zhao as payback for having him blown up. Before Zuko could strike, however, Zhao was dragged away and to his assumed death. The day may be saved, but the moon spirit is dead. All hope is lost until Princess Yue offers to give her life. A life given to her by the moon spirit. She takes Tui's place as the moon spirit, and peace is actually restored. For real this time. And that is a very brief summary of Avatar: The Last Airbender's Book 1. Here's a little end-of-video trivia for you. Did you know that the most viewed episode of this season is actually The Kingdom of Omashu? When it aired, it reached 3.54 million US viewers.